Hi, in this video we're going to work with a mishmash of different options in Excel. One item is going to be merge cells. We're also going to define names and use Name Manager, and we're going to use freeze panes. So if you want, you can open up the companion worksheet, Computer Services Sales by Month, that are attached to your content for this week. So what do we have here? We have CUSIC Corporation, we have a labor cost report, bringing home computer service billings. And we've got some dates and we've got some hours logged, and we want to sort of notice I had to scroll down to see the bottom. So I guess that would be the first thing that I want to talk about. So if I was to page down, notice that I lose what exactly each of these columns is. So what I want to do is I want to take advantage of something called freeze panes so that I can see what's up here at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my mouse in the cell just below what I'd want to freeze. So I want date to remain where it is, but the others, so as I scroll down or I page down, I'll be able to see date, work order number. I'll be able to see the labels that I have here, because to me that would be very important to have. So from my menu line, I'm going to click on the View button, and in the Window section I have something called Freeze Panes. I'm going to click on the drop down. I can freeze panes, keep rows and columns visible while the rest of the worksheet scrolls. And again, this is based on my current selection, which is in my case A7. I can freeze just the top row or the first column. Well, I'm going to opt for freeze panes. And what happens now is, even though it appears nothing happened, is if I page down, I can still see my labels or my headings for what I'm looking at. So that's kind of cool that I have the ability to do that. Now, if I have something frozen, I can unfreeze, and it just goes back to the way it was. But I really do like the freeze pane. So with my active cell being A7, I'm going to click on freeze pane. So that's the first piece that I wanted to cover. Fairly easy to deal with. Now, the next one I want to talk about is this idea of merging cells. So notice in cell A2, I have CUSIC Corporation. So here I have my name manager, or I have my name box. It says A2, and my formula bar says I have CUSIC Corporation. And if I get onto cell A3, I see my name box says A3, Labor Cost Report. But I want to put these nicely over the entire table here that I have working for me. Now, going back to home, if I click on just center, notice what happens. It tries to center my name just within column A, and that doesn't really work for me because I lose part of the name. So I'm going to undo, and what I want to do instead is I'm going to highlight or select from A2, so use your fat white mouse, A2 all the way to F2, and I'm going to select Merge and Center. So Merge and Center will combine and center the contents of the selected cells in a new larger cell. So I'm going to click on Merge and Center, and see I'm still in cell A2, but I'm not, I've basically overtaken B2, C2, D, E, and F2. I can do the same thing with Labor Cost Report. I want to select from A3 through F3 and click on Merge and Center. And then I want to do the same for row 5, A5 through F5. Now, it would be nice if you could do it all in one fell swoop, but unfortunately we don't have the ability to do that. So Merge and Center. Now, if you don't like the Merge and Center, let's say I've changed my mind, I can come to the Home menu Alignment section. I can unmerge my cells, but notice when I unmerge my cells, it still has the center button, so I would have to remove the center and go to Align Left. But I really do like the Merge and Center. Okay, so that would be the merging cells. The last piece I want to cover in this video is this concept of naming cells. So let's take a look at our data here for a few seconds. So I've got these computer technician codes, 1, 2s, and 3s. And based upon whatever this code is, the is going to be a different rate for my technician. So if you're a code of 1, you're going to get a rate of $20 an hour, $30 an hour, and $60 an hour. Well, if I look at my formula here, I can see that my hourly rate is a lookup table, and if I click or double click on it, I can see that it's looking and saying, okay, here's the computer technician code of 1, which is my D7, and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to read off of this table, and I want to find the 1, and it has to be exact. That's why the word false is there, but I have 1, so it would be a rate of $20 an hour. So if I escape out, sure enough, the rate is $20 an hour. 3, my rate would be $60 an hour. Now I could change this and it would say $75 an hour, and notice how all my computer technician codes of 3 changed to 75. But I'll undo, I'll leave it at 60. Now a nice use of this name manager is to be able to give it a name so that in the formula, notice here it says $I, $3, colon, $J, $5. Well, if I set up a name for that cell range, I can get the name to show up instead. So I'm going to select or highlight from I3 down to J5. And over here in my name box where it says I3, I'm going to call it rate chart. Okay, and I hit enter. So now if I want to go to rate chart, it has to be no spaces, so I couldn't have said rate space chart, so I went with rate chart. And notice that when I click on the name box and I go to and I select rate chart, it selects my rate chart. Now it hasn't modified my formula yet, but what I could do is if I had set this up before I had created my formula, which would have been kind of cool, it would have said rate chart instead of $I, $3. So let's just recreate this formula. So in here, what I want to do is I want to select here, and notice what it's done is it's replaced the $, the absolute cell reference of where this is, with the word rate chart. And then I click enter, and now if I copy that formula down, you will see that it always says rate chart. So very cool that we have that ability. So when anybody asks, it's a little bit easier to read this formula. It's VLOOKUP, whatever the value is, in my case here in D7, look it up on the rate chart, go to column 2, and it has to be exact. That's the purpose of the false there. So nice that I have that ability. So let's do it again. Let's try something else. Notice my total labor cost here is 51¼ hours. Well, what I could do is I could highlight or select all of these hours logged, not down to total labor cost, but just select these, and I could call this hours logged. Now, if I do auto sum, instead of having the C7 through C22, it would point in, I used auto sum, equal sum of hours logged. I get the same answer, but it's easier for the target audience to read. Oh, this is the sum of hours logged. Let's do one more, and let's select service cost. So I'm up here and I'm going to highlight my service cost, and I selected from F7 down through F22, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to do this a different way. This is lovely that it works this way, but what I can do is go to my formula bar, and there's defined names, and I'm going to come down here where it says define name, and I'll select define name, and notice here it says service underscore cost, so it's taken the label from above, which I kind of like, and I'm going to select for just this workbook, that's fine. And it refers to sheet 1, because I haven't named it, $F, $7 through F22, and I say okay. So now, when I come down and I rework this formula, oh, by the way, I could have just done the auto sum from here. I have a sum of service cost. So I have a different way to be able to work with my formulas, and what's nice with this is it's easier for others to understand what I'm looking at. Sum of hours logged, or sum of service cost, or in this case, the lookup looking at a rate chart. Now I have a name manager, which we can also use. I was working off of my name box, but my name manager, I have the ability also to create new here if I wanted to. I can create, I can edit, I can delete, so I can manage it. So here, the new name would be what we had just done here with service cost. So I hope you find that these 3 particular areas, defining names, merging cells, and freezing panes, to be useful for you. Thank you. Let's close that.